So, hi guys, welcome back again. This is your boy and this is your host. Welcome back with a new video. Okay, and this video is going to, um, in this video, I'm going to talk about something new that my priority is to share the one of the finest topic and important topics, right? Okay guys, so don't you worry about it what we are trying, and here we have a lot of new things. So first of all, you need to subscribe the YouTube channel and click on the all bell notifications, so when I have new topic and when I decide to upload a new video, so you will definitely receive the notification from my YouTube channel, because I want everyone learn something new from my videos. Like I don't ask like I want thousands of views. No, if hundreds of people are watching this video, they make sure to understand something, like little thing they understand by watching this video. So I am literally happy. My mission and my vision is completed here. So guys, subscribe XG Tech Info YouTube channel, because this YouTube channel gives you priority topics, knowledgeable topics, and very helpful topics, right? So do not skip this video without like, without share, and without comment. So these things just really help. Okay, so today's topic is what banks must priorities to stay competitive in 2026. So now, bank priorities in 2026, what they are planning, and every industry has their plan, right? And every bank their own plan, basically, that how they stay competitive, like stay on rank, stay on up by this plan. So what are banks plans, basically? Now we have to understand this. So like this video guys and share with your friends and family. So early this year, many of the top bank experts published their analysis on the current and future state of marketing the industry. So many of them come to similar conclusions, with some exceptions, and it is not a surprise that the biggest focus for most financial institution in AI, so data analytics and new technologies, basically. However, excitement around new tech doesn't necessarily provide basics of what banks should focus on in 2026 and onward, right? So my goal is to bring you a correct and comparative presentation of what FIs need priorities from the perspective of practicing marketing strategies. And from this perspective, I can confidently say that banks need to focus on executing digital transformation. And yes, this answer is boring, but I'm going to lay out a case from my conclusion, and by the end, hopefully you'll see how vital this goal will be for institutions now and in the future, right? Now, banks have need to invest in AI and tech this year. So, however, most institutions have failed to implement digital transformation for the last decade. The top priority for banks should be a change in mindset so they can um, finally execute on their historical goals, right? So, historical trends in bank marketing, right? For the past decade, the industry has primarily focused on staying ahead of the competition and on digital transformation, right? Further down the list of priorities, we find goals like training new talent, simplifying the customer journey, and exploring new technologies. So, in the past, most resources were spent paying attention to competitors. Now, with the emergence of AI, attention has been shifted to new technologies. Along with this, and the efforts to hire and train new talent have come nearly to a halt. This highlights the realization of the importance of speed to market in today's fast paced world. So, how can um, FIs navigate the current trends? So, AI and new technologies, right? AI and new tech are the most important trends of this year, and the number one stated use case of AI in marketing. So within marketing, some more specific uses are data analytics, personalization, content, and customer journey improvement, right? So the possibilities when it comes to leveraging data to provide personalized experiences are endless, and institutions are keen on capitalizing on this, right? So content production has never been more efficient with the tools like ChatGPT. So the bottom line is that new tech is where the value lies. So the problem, conflicting priorities and trends, right? Um, in a recent survey, experts found that the number of one trend of this year is new tech, while the number one stated priority is digital transformation and the updating of legacy systems, right? Can you see the problem here? So the discrepancy between the trends and priorities shows that banks are failing to keep up with their trends and are still doing with old problems, and that should already be fixed, right? So that's why even through AI is top of mind of everyone, and only 6% of banks have adopted it. Only 6%. So where's 94? And rather than exploring new opportunities for growth, they are still trying to modernize their problems. Platforms which they have been trying to do for years, right? Why banks have failed to accomplish their goals, right? So it is clear to banks that new tech should be a big focus in this year, and but this is not reflected in their stated priorities. So funding, the main issue for many FIs is a lack of funds, but many of them have stated that they plan to open new branches this year. So how does a new branch contribute to adopting new tech? Every dollar spent expanding branches is a dollar not invested in developing digital capabilities. Okay, talent. Another main stated barrier to exploring new technology is a lack of expertise and talent. In other words, FIs are having trouble hiring, training, and retaining people. So 96% of banks say that recruiting is very difficult or difficult, while 4% says it's easy. So what does this tells us? Like realistically, digital transformation and the adoption of new tech will not be achieved internally. So it's just too slow. Third party providers. Many institutions have begun to turn to third party service providers to assist them in their goals, but that's the issue. They are only relying on them for assistance. Turns out the banks that have high third party providers are significantly underutilizing them, and while essentially relying on their internal teams and platforms to do the bulk of the work. So, as we learned earlier, internal teams are not in good state when it comes to AI, data, and analytics in marketing. So, guys, these are all things we make sure to understand. And this is not only a video, I am just telling you the reality of today's digital things basically. Okay, so the case for digital transformation. If your website looks like it was made in the 90s, and I'm not opening an account with you, so that is the bottom line for almost all potential customers. It goes without saying that people expect a modern experience when they open your site or app. So to the customer, it's a signal that you are reliable. Okay, so some experts say that banks that continue to focus on digital transformation will be left behind by those who invest in new technologies. This is correct. Because, however, the truth is that if your site, app, and systems are out of date, those must get fixed first. Because you are not looking the modern, you are not competing with modern time. You are just stuck in the 90s, 80s. No, so you must change your life. You must change your style to attract the customers because we now the Gen Z is really like asking for the modern things, right? So you have to understand. So many institutions have fallen behind their competitors, and the reality is that the only solution is to catch up before even considering surprising them. So, as stated earlier, your average bank spends years on digital transformation. So this year they just need to get it done, and it's clear that internal teams have historically failed to accomplish this goal due to hiring issues and a general lack of expertise. So that's why those who not only rely on third party service providers for assistance but also allow them to completely revamp their platforms and will be the only ones to modernize and stay competitive. So once digital transformation is achieved, and this will put them in a good place to begin to adopt new tech. So the problem we discussed, not the solution. The execution is so. This is the current situation, and banks have failed to adopt. Right, banks have failed to update legacy system for years, and so they need to adopt AI and new tech around data analytics. But they don't have the talent, money, or frankly the leadership to execute on their goals. So over the years, financial institutions have settled for small improvements, and here and they will ignoring the big issues that have been tackled. So, what is the winning strategy in 2026? I think it's a mindset shift. Banks need to commit to executing on their goals instead of wasting time and money on new branches and training internal teams. So, they must be prepared to work with third party service providers to finally get their digital transformation done. So guys, this is the topic, the main topic we are discussing for the whole video, and I hope you understand. So subscribe XG Tech Info for this type of videos. Thank you so much. Having a wonderful day. Take care, sir. Bye bye.